Good morning, everyone. It's Phil Wade from Dalton Wade Real Estate Group, and today I'm joined with Kinga,
Hi.
Bill,
Morning.
and Julio is in charge of
Morning.
the phone. So today we're going to talk about that first meeting with a new buyer, new client. We were just actually before we started talking about Zillow, and Bill's now doing some advertising with Homes.com, and so a lot of the time we're meeting buyers that have contacted us either from Realtor.com, Zillow, Homes.com, so they're quote internet buyers. So we're meeting them on the internet, and then as we all know, a lot of those leads don't pan out, but then the ones that do, where you actually get to meet the person and start to show them properties, you want that first meeting to go as well as possible so that you have the best chance of ultimately converting them into a transaction. So today we're going to talk about that first meeting and kind of what you need to be thinking about. So you want to make sure you're there early, right? And you look good. Kinga's always dressed nice, Bill, Julio, but you want to be professional and make impressions count. It's first impression, but also being there early. You don't want them to be waiting for you. You're late. And that just gets you off, on the wrong foot. The other thing that happens a lot is they think you're the listing agent, or they think you know everything about every house, and they start asking you questions that, have you ever had that happen? Right, it happens to everybody. They think, that's the nature of the business, and, you got to deflect it a little bit or tell them you'll get back to them, but they think you're like, so again, for that first house, if you get there early, you can maybe go through the house, take a look, and you're kind of ready to show them, that particular property. So when you're in there, you want to be showing them, the big ticket items, the roof, the AC, the electrical system, the windows, maybe the plumbing, underneath the sink and bathrooms. And the idea there is that by showing them that, and again, I kind of call it showing the bad, as opposed to showing the good. If you show them the bad and you're pointing out kind of the flaws, it helps build their trust in you. You're not, sometimes real estate agents, they're like, a half an iota above used car salesmen, right? So people think, oh, they just want to sell me this house and collect a commission. No, that's not what we really do. We're there to really help them, represent them. Kinga was negotiating a deal where, it didn't come together because she told the client, you really don't want to pay more than this, and the seller was stuck, and they're going to move on to something else. So you're really representing that buyer and trying to help them, and it's all about trust, them trusting you, and by showing them the bad as opposed to the good, it helps develop that. And the other thing it helps do, then you have a better shot. We've all had deals blow up, at the home inspection. So if you can show them more things, because the home inspectors, they really love pointing out the bad and finding the bad, and they will find the bad. So again, you're not a home inspector when you're showing a home, but I had an agent, this is probably over a year ago, the deal fell apart on her. She had been through our training. She said the buyer didn't have the money to pay for the new AC and the new roof, and I'm like, well, didn't you show them that when you were putting that offer in? So she kind of shot herself in the foot. So you don't want to be shooting yourself in the foot, because that stuff is definitely what's going to come out. So and then really listening to what your client says. That first time out, you're really not going to know exactly what they're looking for. They may have picked this particular house, and maybe you're showing them a few more houses, and maybe it's a husband and a wife. And I had a client, it was a referral a few months back, where the husband was good with like a one bathroom house, but then the wife had to have either at least a 1.5 or a 2. So the second time out, I didn't show them any more one bathroom homes. So you want to listen to what, if it's just one person, sometimes it's a little bit easier. If it's a couple, really listen to both. What do they want? What do they need? you know, what are their must-haves, and then kind of make sure that, you know, you only start to show them that. You know, and then in terms of, you know, let them know what, you know, you're going to do for them. You're going to run the comps. You're going to make sure, you know, what's on the MLS is actually what the property is in terms of the square footage. You might check for, you know, open permits. You're going to get them, you know, the seller's disclosure. All things that are going to help them understand, you know, the property better, and you're going to provide, you know, you're going to provide that to them. If they're maybe thinking about making an offer. If they're not thinking about making an offer, then hopefully what you're going to do is, you know, schedule that next time out. You want to keep the momentum going so that you're going to take them out again, maybe a few days, a week, so you're you know, showing them more. Now you have a better idea of what they're looking for, and hopefully you can zero in that next time and find them something. So. So that's kind of what you want to do that first time out. But the goal is, I mean, obviously it's great. I mean, we all sometimes, I don't want to call it luck, but sometimes we do luck out and find somebody, we take them out one time and we put them under agreement. But more than likely, you know, it's at least a few times out, and sometimes it's several times out. So, but you don't, I mean, you know, and it does happen. You take them out the one time, and then, you know, you didn't click. Or I mean, I remember I had one a while back where they called on a foreclosure. You know, it's listed at like $285. It's probably worth $275. They want to offer $235. Okay, so, you know, probably not the person that you're going to end up being able to. So sometimes, you know, you do run into people that you do meet that, you know, it's just not the best fit. But you know, real estate and real estate sales, it's all about numbers. The more people you get out, the more people you click with, the more you sell. So hopefully you clicked, hopefully you did everything, you know, to sort of make that happen, and then you're off, you know, selling them a great home. So any questions? Bunch of experienced agents, no questions. How about in Facebook land? Anybody there want to ask a question? Alrighty, as always, I'm available offline for any questions, and thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back next week with some further insights on how to become a better real estate agent.
Finish.
Oh, by the way, like,
Yeah.
I don't get emails from you anymore. Like, I